Hey, what it do, y'all? It's your boy E2 Blue coming back at you again. And it is, what, Tuesday? 2 days down to go. 2 days down, three to go for the week till Friday. And if you guys, are off on Labor Day, which you should be, it's a 3-day weekend for some people. Now, I'm about to give you some fire ass content right now. I'm about to break down the scrimmage. The blue and white scrimmage. You know how dope that scrimmage was on Sunday. I'm about to break it down. And we're done. That's basically how the blue and white scrimmage went. Like, yeah, those of you that tuned in to Mark Holmes' channel, shout out to Mark Holmes. When I was at his house, we were sitting there anticipating to watch a blue and white scrimmage, right? We were used to the Jason Garrett era where we would watch the scrimmage and we would sit there and just, okay, we know what the players are doing. We're seeing what's going on in the field. We're able to see what type of formations they're doing, how they're using their running backs, how they're using their tight ends, and whether they're in 11 personnel, 12 personnel, if they're using two tight ends, whatever the situation is. You didn't see any of that this year. Mike McCarthy came out and said that, hey, that was y'all calling the blue and white scrimmage. Y'all, that's what the Cowboy fans are used to. We're used to a blue and white scrimmage. We're watching them do it, everything on the field. Mike McCarthy said, no, not this year. We are not letting teams know what we're doing. Again, this is a new era, brand new era, guys. It ain't what it was before. I mean, they literally came in there and was like, you know what? We no numbers on the jerseys, none. So unless you know what the player looks like, you don't know who it was catching the ball or who it was shedding blocks or things of that nature. You don't know who was doing what. And again, whenever they would run a play that Mike McCarthy didn't want to be seen, they would have the camera zoom into the sideline, the players on the sideline drinking Gatorade. We got some film of Jerry Jones. We got to see Michael Irvin talk and Nate Newton talk and Nick Eatman and all those staff writers up there in the booth talking. That's it. But there was really nothing to evaluate, and we're just sitting here like, okay, it is what it is. I'm not mad though. I'm not mad. I know that Jesse Holly came out and said, I can see you doing that close to playoff time. And, because you're implementing new things and you don't want them to see what you're doing. But, Jesse Holly's take on it was that he didn't understand why Mike McCarthy is being so secretly right now, if not much is changing. Well, to piggyback on what Jesse Holly says, I get where he's coming from, but the way that I feel about it is a little different. I feel like this. If Mike McCarthy is withholding some things, obviously these are new wrinkles that he's bringing to the team. These are things that we haven't seen before with the Dallas Cowboys. So if that's the case, then that's the reason why he wasn't showing certain things that they're doing. Now, I'm all in on that. Again, new era. We're not in the business of being predictable anymore. We're not being predictable anymore. Mike McCarthy said, what y'all was doing before, we ain't doing that crap no more. We are doing something different under my regime. And I'm all for that. You look at a guy like Mike McCarthy, and if you go back to the Packers and stuff like that, all I hear people say is, oh, well, he can't be that great of a coach. They ran him out of there. Look at it like this. When you've been a coach for a team for a long time, sometimes your philosophy does get stale. And I think with him, it was so much he didn't want to change the way that he was doing things. And he had a year off. And if you guys watched his interview when they interviewed him at his home during the offseason when he wasn't coaching, he basically was saying that I learned a lot from not coaching. I got a chance to sit back, watch tape, watch other teams do things, and realize that I needed to make adjustments. I needed to make changes. I needed to not be so stubborn. So Mike McCarthy came in here and basically vowed and said that he's not doing a lot of stuff that he was doing before. Now he's going to capitalize on the great things and fine tune the things that he wasn't good at. I mean, you're talking about a coach that did win a Super Bowl with the Packers, regardless of what happened down the stretch. He won them a Super Bowl. He took them to 4 NFC title games and numerous division wins. So, to me, that's way better than what the Cowboys have done in 25 damn years. So, for those small group of people that don't believe in Mike McCarthy, you need to shut the hell up. Because at the end of the day, just sit back and watch. And the ones that are hating that think that the Cowboys aren't going to be better, just sit back and watch. And when the Cowboys do start winning and getting to certain games that we haven't reached in 25 years, oh, don't jump back on the bandwagon talking about E2, I'm right there with you guys. No, the hell you ain't. You wasn't there before, so don't jump on the bandwagon now, is all I'm saying. Like, you know, with this channel, and those of you, my new subscribers, shout out to y'all. Appreciate you guys coming in, but you guys are going to learn quick, too. I don't play no games when I talk. Like, I spit straight facts. Shout out to Vash Lombardi and all the other great guys that do the same thing. We spit facts, all right? So, and Law Nation as well. We spit facts. You're not going to sit here and tell me that this team ain't going to be better. It's going to be way better than what we had with Jason Garrett. We're not going to be predictable. That's already one thing that helped. Remember, even with Jason Garrett, we would have won even 3 or 4 more of those games if it wasn't for the kicker missing all those kicks and just coaching decisions. Like, we just got into a mode where we just got lax. We weren't switching things up. We just kept doing the same thing over and over again. When you don't make adjustments in game, that's what happens. Now, I guess something I can take away from the blue and white scrimmage that we clearly didn't see. You can tell that the players are all in. They're all in. You listen to their interviews. They're talking about this is a breath of fresh air. I'm loving this new staff, and these coaches are making football fun again. And they feel like their opinions matter. They feel like when they come into the locker room, they're able to have that open door policy and talk. Apparently, that wasn't going on under Jason Garrett's control. So I love what they're doing right now. They're getting these guys together and they're getting acclimated. Now, some of you guys have come to me about some of your concerns about certain positions on the team, and I'm going to address that right now, real quick. I know some of you guys were talking about the I think West Virginia country boy. Shout out to you. I think you were asking about the offensive line. You said that you didn't think the offensive line, you were scared about the offensive line. Well, I'm going to reassure you that, okay, granted, we know that Tyron Smith has his issues. We know that Lyle Collins kind of came a little out of shape. Understand that, like, they've been keeping some of these guys out just for precautionary reason, correct? So we've seen Tyron Smith come back and still be dominant. We know what Tyron Smith is going to do. There's no secret to that. Cam Irving, he's rolling back in there too with his conditioning. Cam Irving, as of right now, is pretty much going to be your swing tackle. That might how it be going into the future, into the season. Because again, with no offseason program and no preseason games, it's hard to evaluate. It's really hard to evaluate certain guys because of it's kind of hard to evaluate certain guys because of the there's no games to watch. So you kind of got to sit certain starters out in positions if you want to see some of the back end play, right? So that's pretty much what's going on right now. Because right now they're implementing their game plan for the first game of the season against the Los Angeles Rams in SoFi Stadium. So that's what they're getting ready for right now. They're not worried about that other crap right now. They're just trying to let these older guys rest that already know what they're doing. Sean Lee didn't really play in training camp. He didn't need to. He's an old grizzled veteran. They already know what he's doing. They're just going to let him sit back and do what he do when he comes in and plays. That's it. And to keep him healthy all season, he's definitely going to be a backup role, and he's cool with that. Unlike Jason Witten that wasn't cool with that. That's why I mess with Sean Lee like that, because he's able to take a back seat but still show leadership. That's a true leader that can let the young guns get it in, but still be there for your team. That's what it's all about. Now, I know some people were talking about Amari Cooper, and some people was like, "Well, last couple of days, Amari Cooper hasn't done much." Well, like I just said, have you ever thought about maybe they want to see what these younger guys can do? You look at that wide receiver core, there's a lot of guys out there that play wide receiver. There's a lot of guys to evaluate and not enough time to do it. So if you take Gallup out here, you take Amari Cooper out here and there, because Amari Cooper's your number one. So if you take that out, you can evaluate the young guys. We've seen Cedric Wilson go off. We've seen Noah Brown come back from his injury and make some plays. We've seen Ventel Bryant make plays. Thank God he had an MRI and it shows no tear in his ACL, so that's a good thing. We've seen John V. Johnson come out and do some things. So now, if you want my prediction on who the wide receivers, I would say as of right now, as of today, we already know the top three. We know Cooper, we know Gallup, we know Lamb. That's your top three. Number 4, I'm going to go with Cedric Wilson for the number 4 wide receiver spot. And then of course, you got you have your other spot, your 5th spot, right? And I think that can go either to Noah Brown or Ventel Bryant. I think that you can figure that out once you get close. Now, I don't know if they're going to go with 5 guys or go with 6. If they go with 6, you know that 6th guy is probably not going to get any offensive snaps. He's going to be solely a special teamer anyway. We know that Ventel Bryant can do it. Now, I haven't seen Devin Wilson out there doing much. And that's a guy that, not Devin Wilson, Devin Smith. I haven't seen Devin Smith out there. I know that he was on the roster last year. He actually scored a long touchdown against the Washington team. And I think that having his speed out there and his special team ability helps as well. I like that young guy. So those are my young guys that I'm looking at. I'm looking at the Cedric Wilson, Noah Brown, Cedric Wilson, Ventel Bryant, and Devin Smith. So the other guys, John V. Johnson might be practice squad material, and whoever else is out there as well. What's his name? The Parker kid. You can't really see much from these younger guys, so I just feel like they're either going to let him go or put him on the practice squads, and it just sucks that some of these guys didn't even get the opportunity to really get reps like that. But this is the reason why some of the veterans are sitting, because they do want to see some of the young guys in those first and second tier spots to see what they can do against actual NFL talent. So that's what I'm looking at right now. So, guys, don't be afraid of these situations. I think that Joe Looney is going to do a really good job starting at center this year. I know that because we've been spoiled. You had the best center in the league with Travis Frederick, and him dealing with the Guillain-Barré syndrome. That's it. I mean, he felt like if he can't be 100%, he doesn't need to be out there trying to play. So, he looked out for him, he looked out for his family and what was best for him. So he decided to retire early in his career, and that's pretty much what it is. That's it. And of course, I know that he's going to come back and help out with things. I'm pretty sure he had extensive conversations with Joe Looney. Joe Looney know what he's doing. He like I said, he provided depth when he became the starter for Travis Frederick when he went out when he first got diagnosed with this, the year that Antoine Woods came out. So I don't look at it any type of negative way. I just think that it's a good situation for our guys and what we got going on. So I just think the more the merrier. And Joe Looney is stepping up as a leader, and I just love him, his character as a human being anyway. Yesterday was his 30th birthday, so shout out to Joe Looney, finally joining the 30 club. Welcome, sir. Welcome to the 30 and over club, because it's crazy out here in this 30 and over club. Because I'm 35 and I already got like gray hairs in my chin. I ain't gonna get none up here though, because my heredity is good. Like my lineage is good. I'm gonna look young like this forever. if I keep working out. Matter of fact, I'm getting ready to go to the gym right now and go hop on the treadmill. So I just want to talk to you guys for a little bit, just to chat it up, just to clarify some loose ends. So guys, don't be worried too much about this and that and the third. I think the Cowboys are going to be fine. Barring any injuries. I'm not going to try to jinx anything, so I'm just going to leave it at that. Now, with that being said, thanks again to all my subscribers. Welcome all new subscribers. And if this is your first time seeing my channel today, go ahead and join everybody else, and go ahead and tap that notification bell and hit that subscribe button. Like, share, comment. It's your boy E2 Blue, always keeping it real. Talk to y'all soon.